I love it because one of the names that we're going to name this podcast is living in the present moment, which is something that I really got introduced to the last few years, but especially in the last few months because I was personally struggling a lot with the loss of Mahul, just things in my career and how busy I became with my business and stuff. And I learned that all the problems are created in the mind. But when you're living present and you're asking yourself what's really in the moment right now, you notice that even if the worst happens, it's not me. It's I'm me. My neshama is me, and this is always and forever. And there's stories happening. So number one, why is it that so many of us don't live present? And how is it that a normal person can understand presence and then live it?
Mm-hmm. I would say it's that people that are not living in the present moment is they're escaping constantly. They can't live in the present moment because they can't face their fears, their inferiority, they feel inferior to others. They can't face the obligations that they need to face. So they're constantly running. It's not because they can't, even if you train them to be, they're not going to be because they can't face. So let's go to one step before that. Let's learn how to live in a place where even if I'm not happy, even if I'm not so productive, even if I face myself. I have this, I'm missing this deed. I'm missing this challenge, this tool in life. I'm missing this what the right word? I'm missing something that can't help me be productive. And let me face it. Yeah, I'm not happy with what I have.
Acceptance.
Acceptance. I accept it. So the moment you accept, then you could go to living the moment.
Wow.
The moment you accept it, it's cool. But why? Because otherwise you're constantly going to want to run away from yourself now.
And what if I don't want to accept my current reality?
That means that you're not ready to. You want to. You're not ready to. Because acceptance is the first level of moving on, moving forward. Let's say grief. Someone loses someone, or you mentioned Dukhul and that. I work for Chai Lifeline. One of the things I do, Chai Lifeline has a project Chai of Chai Lifeline. It's for crisis intervention. Shem Birachim, when there's that car accident, we're the ones that come to inform the parents that child never passed away, or the other way around. So we were trained. I was trained by Dr. Fox, big Dr. Fox from LA. He comes here and trains us in trauma and grief and all the. So one of the layers is acceptance. The moment you accept the situation, in other words, you want it already.
Wow.
What does it mean accept? Accept it. If I want to live, if a person wants to live and have $500,000 income a year, and if they try 10 years, it doesn't go, they can't be happy. Accept it. I make only 300,000. I love making 300,000. I'm going to go live between people that make less. So I'm going to feel good instead of living between people that make more. He works with it and he starts accepting it and living with it and being practical about it. He's going to be rich because he's going to be living between people that make less than him. So accepting is a must, but it takes time to get there. Mm-hmm. And it's a process. So I don't think the focus has to be that much. Of course, we have to try to live in the present moment, and that we can do when we breath work and when we live with ourselves. We will sit in a room like this, fine. But on a daily basis, you can't live in the presence if you're running away and you can't face your issues, or you still want to have kinetavakut. You always want to have something more than you actually have. It's you're running away. How can you live in the present moment?
Well, so many people just all they want to do is run away because their current reality is hurting them so much.
Right.
I think that acceptance of their current reality is, like you said, is the strongest part of it. And even though it's extremely difficult, I think that knowing that once you accept it to the liking or not liking, even though it really hurts, brings out something very powerful. I'm a little bit speechless because how do I tell people live presently when so many people are thinking right now while they're listening, including myself, that I don't want to accept the present moment. It's really hurting me. So I think that there's also the part of which we didn't discuss yet, which is hope, which now opens the window, which is telling a person that it's really, really bad. And you're in bed, you don't have a job, you don't have a spouse, you don't have a relationship, you don't have joy, anything. But if you get up a little bit and you open your window, you're going to see the sun shining. You're going to see potential to a relationship. you're going to see a job opportunity, a business opportunity. So I think that possibly the only way to really get out of it is by creating hope